Hello everyone, welcome to episode 7 of Dianna's Writing Desk, and it has been 2 weeks since I last did a podcast episode. These episodes come out every 2 weeks now instead of every 1 week, and I missed it. I really missed it last week. It feels like a really long time since I got on here and did another episode. Which isn't a bad thing, because 2 weeks gives me more to talk to you about. And I've got quite a few writing updates, which I'm going to go through first for my readers. The first one is that Sins of the Father is released. That is out there. You can download that. It's got a handful of really lovely reviews, and I'm really pleased. I'm really pleased with the way that book's turned out, and I'm very much looking forward to writing the next one, Jewels of the Crown. I really need to get on and do that. It's been a bit of a whirlwind 2 or 3 weeks, and I have not really had time to stop. So I have not had the chance to start writing Jewels of the Crown yet, but I'm going to be sitting down next week, possibly from this weekend, and beginning that. So that's a weight off, and I'm really looking forward to writing that last book. And if you get to the end of Sins of the Father, you will, I think, have an idea of why I'm really looking forward to it. It is the last novelette that really kind of just wraps everything up of those 5 years, and the books, the interim books that really talk about what happened in the in-between time. That's what I'm going to refer to it as now, the time since between Reign of the Wolf and the new series to come, the in-between time. The books that cover that are Blood Shadow, Aftershock, and these 4 novelettes. They don't have to be read. You don't have to read them, but for the readers that do decide to read them, I really hope you get something more out of them, something quite special that gives you a kind of behind the scenes look at everything the characters have gone through before leaping into the new series. So more on that when I start writing it. Other updates I have: if you are subscribing to my Substack newsletter, you can subscribe to that for free, and I would like to put a few more free articles out there for you guys. What I've also done is I have reduced the price of the monthly and annual subscription. If you wanted to subscribe, it's now £3.50 to subscribe per month, and I think there's a little bit off that as well if you decide to subscribe annually. And I'm going to have a rethink about what it is that I want to put out there for my paid subscribers, because I want it to be worth it for you. I'm definitely going to keep in the sneak peeks to the covers and the blurbs. You will be the first to see those if you are a paid subscriber. You'll also be the ones to get things like deleted scenes and excerpts as well. You'll be the first to see the excerpts, although I will roll out excerpts to everyone eventually, but you'll be the first to see those. And the Substack platform is a bit like a social media platform as well. Please do remember that. So you can download the app and join in with conversations and start conversations whenever you like. There is a public platform you can do that on, but also there is a private messaging thread you can do that on as well. So there is a lot to the platform. If you haven't downloaded the app, or if you haven't got on there online and used it, do take a look, because there's a lot that you can do, and a lot of writers on there, a lot of bloggers, a lot of all kinds of people on there, a lot of artists on there as well, and I'd like to get some of my artwork out there as well. That brings me on to my next update. I am working on getting a shop up online where I can sell you signed paperbacks. I'm also hoping to be able to sell art prints and greeting cards going forward with my own art on it. These may be book related, but also they may not be book related. They just may be of various things that I paint and draw throughout the weeks. I'm also hoping to get my paper books out there in a few more online places. So I have found a really good UK printer and distributor now for my books. So that's going to go up on a couple couple more shops, I think. Look out for that. Look out for the updates of that, which I'll post out either on my social media posts, or I might at some point when it's all rounded up and I can summarize it easily, I'll post links out to those on these newsletters as well, so that you know where you can find me and where you can send links to other people if they want to buy my books and so on. I am really keen to make more of paperbacks. I love paperbacks. I love ebooks too, obviously, but I am still very much a paperback girl. When you've got something in your hand that you can pass on to your friends, that you can share and so on, it makes such a huge difference, I think. Nothing quite beats a paperback book for me. So I would like to get my paperbacks out there much more than I have been doing in the past. And by having this UK printer now that I'm really happy with, I feel much more confident about doing that. So that's something I'm really looking forward to doing. All of the Eye of the Storm covers, the new covers for the ebooks and the paperbacks to come, they are all going to go out there from tomorrow night. So you will start seeing changes on the ebook platforms to that series. The new covers will go out. So that is kind of running on time. I'm a little bit behind. It might be a day late. I don't know, but it's over this weekend that I'm going to roll those covers out. Okay. So that's something to look out for across the ebook platforms. And the paperbacks, once I've done the ebooks, I can get the paperbacks up on pre-order. That's what I'd like to do. It tends to go out on pre-order in the United Kingdom because I have UK ISBNs. That's just how it works. I cannot, for the most part, get the books out on pre-order in other countries. But if you are in the United Kingdom, you will be able to pre-order the paperbacks on a couple of places: Amazon, Waterstones, the Great British Bookshop, and a few other places. I will summarise that when I've got those pre-order links. That's going to be a bit further down the line in a month or so. So I'm looking to bring those out in February, mid-February, towards the end of February. So yeah, there's quite a lot of work ahead of me. After I've written Jewels of the Crown, I am looking to write Fathoms Deep, and I've been meaning to write that for a while. So I am looking forward to getting stuck into that. I will be revisiting Selina's character, Selina's story, and also Blood Shadow as well, and just taking myself through her development and everything she's been through before I write Blood Shadow. But that's something I'm really looking forward to doing, and I really can't wait to get stuck into the new series in 2025 as well. In between all of those, I would like to write 1 or 2 standalones, shorter books, maybe 40,000-50,000 words, in various genres actually. It's really just about being very organised and juggling all of those things. Now, for the topic this week, I wrote down that I wanted to talk about the thing I find hardest about writing fiction. Now, I'm pretty sure that when I wrote that title down, I had something in mind, and I cannot for the life of me now think what on earth that was. So I'm just going to ramble on a little bit about what I find hard about writing fiction. Generally speaking, I don't find the writing part very hard. The marketing is not fun. It's not my forte. It's not something I enjoy doing. So the marketing kind of sucks. I don't like that. That's not unusual. I hear a lot of authors saying that all the time. I could spend writing, I have to do the marketing. So, I'm pretty sure that's like 1 or 2 whole novels that don't get written a year because I have to do all this marketing. So I would say that is an annoying thing I have to do if I want to publish my books and get my work seen. But that's not so much to do with writing fiction. When it comes to actually writing the books, I think the thing that's hardest for me is that middle part of any story. So the beginning is great. I have no problems with the beginning. The beginning is always very exciting. You really can't wait to get stuck in. The idea's fresh and everything's new. You've got that lovely new feeling that comes with anything that you're starting, any kind of project. So the beginning is great. The ending is also wonderful when you finally see the light at the end of the tunnel, and you finally know what that ending's going to be, and you can see yourself getting there. So you start galloping towards that end. So that's that's a really lovely feeling. The ending is, and the beginning, but the middle part of any novel, any story is just so boring and a little bit tedious. And there might be some really exciting scenes in there that you do want to write and you do want to get stuck into, but it's the middle part, you know. It's that middle part that just for some reason just seems to drag on and on and on, and you're a little bit in the dark when you're writing the middle of a novel. You can't quite yet see how you're going to get to the end, but you're kind of hoping that you do, and you're just kind of relying on faith quite a lot. That's how the writing the middle of the story or the novel feels for me. I don't know if there are a lot of other writers that feel that way about the middle part, but I certainly do. The way that I get around that, the way that I try to overcome that dull feeling of the middle part of the novel, is to try and enjoy every single scene as if it is the beginning. I just try and make the most of each scene, try and make sure each scene is exciting, always try to look for the truth in the character and what's going on in the plot. Just try and make it as honest as possible and as truthful as possible. And if I can do that, I enjoy writing the scenes much more. If I find myself getting in a rut and not looking forward to writing, and I feel that boredom become a little bit too much, it's usually because I have veered away from the truth, from the honesty of the characters, and I'm not being as honest as I can be. So I need to then revisit the characters and what they're really thinking, what they're really feeling, and ask myself, do they really want to do what it is that they're currently doing? Do they want to say this line? Do they want to be in this scene? Do they want to take part in what happens next? Do they want to do these actions? These are the things I have to ask myself if I'm finding myself in a bit of a rut. But I usually find that when I do that and I grab onto the more truthful aspects of the answers to those questions, I'm then back on track. I'm on the path again. And from that point, I feel that I can write the scenes in a more exciting way, in a more fulfilling way. And I also know, I get the sense when I'm doing it right, because I just kind of feel like I know that readers will take to it. I know that they'll be involved. So yes, that is what I find hardest about writing fiction, that tedious middle bit. As long as I can get through that, I'm fine. I know I can finish the book. So when you hear from me and I've reached past the halfway point, I say I'm 3/4 of the way through the book, you know that I'm going to finish it, okay? So yeah, look out for that in my updates. I'll let you know how I get on with the next one. Jewels of the Crown, the next one, I don't think that one's going to be a problem. It's only going to be approximately 20,000 words long, and I already have pretty much the whole story mapped out in my head. So that one's not going to be a problem. Fathoms Deep will be very interesting. I may hit that tedious middle bit. I don't know yet. I'm not very familiar with the characters yet. I've only written Blood Shadow, and their interactions are still actually very new for me. So it's going to be a novel where I really get to know the characters much better, and I'm going to have to trust them to lead me where they want me to go. The other book that I would like to revisit is the third book of the Once Times Thrice series that I was writing. I had called it Autumn's Fall. I don't know if I will keep the name Autumn's Fall. I may change the title. There is a part of me that wants to finish it. I do not like leaving books unfinished. I've written about 1/4 of that book, maybe 1/3, and I don't like the fact that it's just kind of sitting there. It's just sitting there unfinished, and that bothers me quite a lot. So I will at some point revisit that particular story, but I don't know if it's going to be Fathoms Deep takes the priority, so I don't know if I'm going to be able to do it next year. If I can, then I will. We shall see. We shall see. I've got a lot that I want to do in terms of writing, and I really just can't wait to get stuck in there. Okay, everybody, I'm going to end this episode right there. I hope that you've enjoyed it. If you have any questions come up about anything where after listening to these episodes, feel free to just pop those in the comments and I'll see if I can reply. Or send me a message or leave me a comment somewhere on social media and I'll see if I can reply. I do like to chat to my readers. I do like to know what you guys think. If you have read Sins of the Father, do let me know what you think. Don't be shy. I really, really enjoy your feedback. So have a wonderful weekend, folks, and I shall see you in 2 weeks for the next podcast episode, where I think I'm going to be talking about imposter syndrome, because that has come up in conversation 2 or 3 times this week just gone for some strange reasons. So let's talk about that. Let's take that apart and have a look at imposter syndrome, what that is and how to get past it. Have a lovely weekend. I will see you later.